I first met Brooke at a Women to Women meeting about 2 years ago. And she came in and very, very tearfully shared with us that she had just gone into a homeless shelter. She had left an unhealthy relationship. She had no job. Her family was not in town. She had no supports. She was in deep, raw pain. And I couldn't get that out of my mind. After I left the meeting that night, I just kept thinking about this young woman in this deep, deep pain. So I gave her a call a little later and asked her if she would like to get together. I kind of thought she might be able to use a friend. And we met and went to dinner one night and walked around afterwards, and there was a church nearby, and she said she'd like to go inside. So we were able to get someone to open the church. And she walked around the church and she very gently touched many of the statues as though they were just sacred memories for her. And she shared with me how her faith from her childhood had carried her through many, many traumatic experiences and many painful, hard times in her life. Not just this time, but all of her life. She talked about a grandmother who shared that faith with her. And
I would wake up from my nap, or when
to
I would be doing my homework, do you know what my grandmother would be doing? She would be sitting on this particular spot on her couch, and I can still picture it. And she would either have her Bible, it's an Old Testament and Psalms book, or her rosary, or sometimes she would just be sitting there with her palms open. And my grandmother, in retrospect, was a great contemplative thinker. She would sit for over an hour sometimes. And that's with kids running around the house. That's with kids. And she did some amazing things. And I had to face this idea that I was somehow bad. It was coming at me. And so I called a priest. I started calling priests out of the phone book. And that, and what this priest said to me, helped me to realize that I'm not bad. I'm good. Every single one of us is good. And knowing that is at the root of knowing what can really make you happy through all these things, because everything that I've gone through from that point on, I've learned to be happy. And here is how I did that. What is your garden? Is your garden looking at a candle? Is it looking at spotty, discolored daisies and finding yourself in that? And a beautiful flower that's somehow weird and different? Is it a dried gourd with the seeds of life inside of it? Or do you relate to your garden in a musical way? Does it help you to listen to Hildegard von Bingen? Does it help you to listen to flutes? Does it help you to dance with God? Where's your garden? Also, work with these women in the margins. Just by walking next to them, just by listening so that women can speak their own wisdom. And beautiful, beautiful things happen during that. And sometimes all we can do is listen to each other. Sometimes we want to fix each other's problems. No, we cannot fix each other's problems. Only Christ can fix somebody else's problem. Only Christ can fix my problem. Now, the 5 parts to being happy, again, for me, were: be yourself, be in community, be in your garden, be free, and be perseverant. And this is my favorite part of it, is to be perseverant in always doing those things. And being here with you today is about being perseverant to me. Because I am sharing with you, or we're going to share for the last part of this in the way that I have been able to share with women in the margins, other women in one of the ministries I do together with.
She told me she was writing a book. And through the times that she was in the shelter, she told me many, many stories of the women there. And as she gave the book to me as a gift, I began to read it. And every single story that she told, I remembered as we were together. And she told them as she lived those stories. That not only was her faith that carried her, but her sense of gratitude. She never once said, why me? Could have happened to somebody else. I don't deserve this. She used that experience in gratitude for. She had come to a place of peace in her life, and I could see that her heart was still, and it was at peace. And I knew that this experience that she had had, that she was going to carry through and give that back to the women that she sees. And I just see Brooke as a very special person. She's used the experiences in her life to give back, and I'm very grateful for her life. And she's a very blessed person, and she chooses to bless other people.